Elijah's fiery test on Mount Carmel. The power of unshakable faith. In an age when faith faltered and idols ruled, one man stood unshaken. This is the story of Elijah, the prophet who dared to challenge a kingdom and proved that faith, not fire, defines power. Welcome to TechandTrek, where ancient wonders meet digital storytelling. Long ago, Israel was torn between two masters, the God of their ancestors and the idol Baal. For years, drought had scorched the land. The rivers ran dry, crops failed, and desperation filled every heart. King Ahab and Queen Jezebel had led the people astray, replacing worship with rituals of false gods. But in the silence of despair, one man carried a message of truth. His name was Elijah the Tishbite, a prophet of courage, called by God to confront the king and expose the emptiness of idols. After years in hiding, Elijah returned. He stood before Ahab and declared, "Summon all of Israel to Mount Carmel. Bring the 450 prophets of Baal and the 400 prophets of Asherah who eat at Jezebel's table." The challenge was clear: 2 altars, 2 sacrifices, 2 prayers. Whichever God answers by fire, he is the true God. Mount Carmel rose high under the blazing sun. Crowds gathered from every corner of Israel. On one side stood the prophets of Baal, dressed in robes of splendor, chanting in unison. On the other stood Elijah, alone, dressed in dust and humility. He faced the people and cried out, "How long will you waver between 2 opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him." Silence fell. The test began. The prophets of Baal prepared their altar. They placed their sacrifice and began their rituals. From morning until noon they shouted, "Baal, answer us." They danced, they leapt, they cut themselves until their blood flowed. But the sky was empty. There was no voice, no fire, no answer. Elijah watched, then spoke with irony. "Shout louder. Maybe he's deep in thought, or perhaps he's on a journey. Maybe he's asleep and must be awakened." The prophets cried even louder, but the heavens remained silent. The day faded, and their hope faded with it. Then Elijah stepped forward. He rebuilt the Lord's altar with 12 stones, 1 for each tribe of Israel. He laid the wood, placed the sacrifice, and then did something unexpected. He said, "Fill 4 large jars with water and pour it on the offering and the wood." They did so. "Do it again," he said, "and again. Do it a 3rd time." They poured until the water overflowed, drenching everything, filling a trench around the altar. Elijah wanted no doubt. If fire came, it would be from heaven. Then he lifted his hands and prayed, "O Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known this day that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant. Answer me, Lord, so these people will know that you, O Lord, are God." The crowd held its breath. Suddenly, the sky cracked open with light. A bolt of fire descended from heaven, consuming the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and even the water. The fire burned until nothing remained. The people fell on their faces, crying, "The Lord, He is God! The Lord, He is God!" Faith had triumphed. The mountain that echoed with false prayers now thundered with the truth of the living God. But Elijah's mission wasn't over. He climbed to the top of Mount Carmel and bowed low. He prayed again, this time for rain. 7 times he sent his servant to look toward the sea. 6 times there was nothing. But the 7th time the servant said, "I see a cloud, small as a man's hand, rising from the sea." Elijah smiled. He knew the promise had returned. Moments later, dark clouds rolled in, and rain poured down upon the land. The drought was over. Faith had opened the heavens. The story of Mount Carmel is not just ancient history. It is a mirror for every generation. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and false gods of our time, Elijah's courage still calls to us. When the odds are against you, when the world mocks your faith, remember the altar soaked in water and the fire that still fell. True power doesn't come from numbers or noise. It comes from unwavering belief in the unseen, faith that stands firm and still move mountains, and yes, even call down fire. A narrator, Thanks for watching TechandTrek. If this story inspired you, like, share, and subscribe for more incredible journeys through history, faith, and the wonders of the world. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon and your heart on the fire of faith. This is TechandTrek, where faith meets discovery.